This IPL had everything. High scores, low scoring thrillers, and CSK losing almost every single game. Teams were eliminated quickly, and we're going to fix every single team today, except for the ones that I talked about before. Let's start with Chennai. The team just isn't good, but with the replacements, they've allowed for a great team to be crafted for next season. This is the first time that Chennai has ever got the wooden spoon in their 15-year-long span of being in the IPL. I read somewhere that even though Chennai could have easily won the last game against Gujarat by a large margin to not get the wooden spoon, Dhoni didn't want to do that because he knew the management would consider it as a recovery from being at last place. Honestly, it was a great move by Dhoni, and it looks like the new team that he has crafted is going to be playing extremely well next year. The problem that CSK have faced throughout the season is a lack of batting, just batting, and a lack of death overs and power play bowling. 5 out of the 6 phases are not CSK's strong suit, so that really sucks for them. I thought they might do well with pre-season, considering that they are CSK and they do have solid players, but they were extremely reluctant on using their best players, who they bought. They would fit perfectly. Let's say, if they just used Anshul Kamboj early on, if they used Ellis or Shaikh Rashid early on, not sent Dubey at 6, not sent Jadeja at 4, they probably could have gone to 5th or 6th place, and maybe with a bit of luck, they probably would have qualified. That's all in the past. And right now, they have a really good team set up for next year. They should release all the deadweight on their team first. Huda, Tripathi, Andre Siddharth, Shreyas Gopal, Ramakrishna Ghosh, Vijay Shankar, Jamie Overton, Mukesh Chowdhury, Gurjanpreet Singh, Rachin Ravindra. And as much as it pains me to see all 3 of these guys go, Devin Conway, Ravi Ashwin, and Sam Curran. All 3 of them have been great for us in the past, but it's just not worth it to keep them right now. Maybe you could RTM Conway back if he plays well for JSK or TSK, but for now, they should release him. CSK gets 33.6 crores back by releasing everyone that I talked about. They should retain Anshul, Patirana, Urvil, Shaikh, Vansh, Rutraj, Shivam Dubey, Ravindra Jadeja, Ayush Matre, Khalil, Dual Brevis, Noor, and Ellis Efes. Dhoni had solid seasons, and I do feel like he is destroying his legacy, but if not him, then who will finish for Chennai? Probably Vansh Bainey, but Dhoni isn't going to retire. Be for real. The spinners are really good, they just need one more spinner to make it perfect in Chepauk. The Pacers aren't great, but they are mostly ideal for the power play, and Patirana is only ideal for the death. Having a pacer who can't bowl in the power play isn't ideal for T20 cricket, especially when your power play bowlers do go for a lot of runs. However, the way Dhoni utilized Anshul and Khalil in the power play this year, giving them 3 overs each, is ideal for the team. The one spinner I suggest that they get is Arsai Kishore, who is probably going to be returned by GT, so Jalaj Saxena. He's a very similar template to Jadeja, and he does fit the bill for CSK, uncapped and old. He will be very useful in Chepauk, but Ravi Bishnoi is another leg spinner that I will suggest, just because I love Ravi Bishnoi, and I don't think CSK has had a leg spinner like the here, and that's what they've been missing since 2019. CSK should also get a frontline all-rounder. Someone like Cam Green will definitely fit the bill for them, but he can't bowl as much, so Will Jacks is extremely good for this. He can bowl as a frontliner, and he can bat pretty well. So the playing 12 that I would suggest for CSK next year is Urvil and Matre opening the batting, with Rutraj at 3, Jax or Green at 4, at 5 Shivam Dubey, at 6 Duwald Brevis, at 7 MS, at 8 Jadeja, at 9 Anshul, at 10 Bishnoi if they're playing in Chepauk, Ellis if they're playing on flat pitches, or Patirana if they're playing on neutral pitches. And at 11 Noor Ahmed and Khalil Ahmed as their impact player. The 12 focuses on every single aspect and phase of the T20 game, and while some players aren't in the best form or not the best at their craft at this point in time, CSK can easily qualify if they at least utilize the team properly. Rajasthan is next, and honestly, they bottled the season right from the retentions. Generally, who the heck releases Joss Butler in the T20 format? What? By losing Butler, they lost out on a huge part of their top order, and the top order was genuinely the best part of this team last year. But that's not what really lost Rajasthan this season. Looking back, it's majorly the middle and lower order that lost them this season. Vaibhav, Sanju, and Jaiswal would get the team off to Flyers, and then the team would just bottle it in the end. I don't get how they couldn't chase 9 from 6. That's just a skill issue at some point. The bowling didn't help either. Archer is the only real player who could actually do something with the ball, while everyone else just sat there doing nothing. Even Hasaranga, who I consider one of the best white ball players in the last 5 years, did literally nothing. I said this in one of my older team tierings, but Rajasthan seems to have built the team around the impact player rule, but the impact player rule didn't have as much impact as they thought it would. The team should retain Archer, Berger, Parag, Sandeep, Yashasvi, Suryavanshi, and Sanju. In the auction, they should target Indian spinners like Ashwin, Kotian, and Sami Pandey. I'm not sure if Sami Pandey is entering the auction, but he should be targeted if he is. And Jalaj Saxena. They can also get an overseas one like Keshav Maharaj or Adil Rashid, but they should use their overseas slots for players who can actually finish like Glenn Phillips, David Miller, or Darshan Shanaka. Alternatively, they can go for a more anchoring lineup, having players like Safraz Khan or Harry Brook in the middle, and maybe even if RCB decides to release Bethel, they can get him. The Rajasthan 12 for next year should ideally look like this. Jaiswal Suryavanshi opening, Sanju at 3, Riyad Parag at 4, Safraz Khan at 5, Darshan Shanaka at 6, David Miller at 7, Tanish Kotian at 8, Ravi Ashwin at 9, Jofra Archer at 10, and Nandre Berger at 11. And their impact players should be Sandeep Sharma. Next, Kolkata. They had a solid team this year, but just had a terrible mentality, terrible leadership. Well, not terrible, but... and a terrible improvement after losing a match. Also, imagine dropping your best performer for 13 consistent years just to try out Moeen Ali. A significant portion of the team that was relied on was completely out of form, like Narayan, Dekak, Rinku, Russell, Varun, and Iyer. They were all supposed to be relied on pretty heavily, but they could not do much. KKR also really wanted to take risks and get that net run rate off, but they did it without getting the points. They just took unnecessary risks and then got out or just got hit for boundaries. It just doesn't work like that. You always have to close out a win. The leadership, like I said, was terrible in the top acceptance, but it's not completely terrible. I think Rahane did the best with the team that he got, but not everyone can make a sleeper team like this go crazy. Rahane sometimes just needs to put his foot down, which it doesn't look like he does. Leadership, where one can just let the bowler do whatever they want, doesn't always work. They still have to follow some kind of plan. Rahane made the batting look great in the power play though, so retaining him would be ideal. Retain Rinku, Narayan, Harshit, Vaibhav, Raghuvanshi, Ramandeep, Iyer, Rahane, Russell, and Varun. The real question is if Narayan will open the batting or bat at number 9. Number 9 is probably the best place for him to bat, considering that he's just a blind slugger. A great player to look at for them is Ben Duckett. He's a great opener in general and has been in solid form lately. Power play bowlers for them are just kind of terrible. They go at around 10 throughout the entire season, so either tighten that up or look for new ones. Raj Lambani impressed in the Under-19 World Cup, and so did Kwena Mafaka. However, both of them are not economical bowlers. Jacob Duffy or Kagiso Ravana are a lot more economical and more experienced than both Mafaka and Lambani. So go with one of them. Duffy is probably more likely, but if Ravana does come to the auction, I would definitely go for him. The 12 that KKR should look at for next year looks like this. Ben Duckett to open the batting, Ajinkya Rahane opening the batting with him, Ankrish Raghuvanshi at 3, Venkatesh Iyer at 4, Rinku Singh at 5, Andre Russell at 6, Ramandeep Singh at 7, Sunil Narayan at 8, Harshit Rana at 9, Vaibhav Arora at 10, and Ramana / Jacob Duffy at 11, and their impact player will be Varun Chakravarti. The team covers all of the bases and allows young Raghuvanshi to express himself in a position he likes to play, and allows the power play bowlers to, actually bowl. Both Ramana and Duffy really like bowling to plans, so Rahane's tactics will definitely help out here. The rest of the team speaks for itself. LSG had a very will-they-won't-they relationship with the playoffs. If you watch my preseason video about LSG, which you probably did considering it's my most popular video, then you would know that I didn't think that this team would work. It wasn't just me, a lot of other experts thought the same, all stating the same reason, the weak bowling attack. There weren't any established bowlers on this team other than Bishnoi and I guess Shoutout if you're counting replacements. The power play also didn't look great. Be serious, we never thought that Marsh or Markram would actually perform in the IPL. But they were a sleeper team, and Puran's start to the season was exactly what they needed to boost the team up. The middle order also did suck, both in theory and in real life, and unfortunately Puran couldn't continue the superstar season he was having, and this led the team to lose steam throughout the tournament. I think that Pant was a really good captain, so retaining him would be pretty nice. So retain Pant, Puran, Badoni, Marsh, Markram, Thakur, Rati, and Motion. Focusing on the middle order can go a long way for this team, and all-rounders are pretty important. Pacers, spinners, literally any bowlers are good. However, there's only one overseas slot left because the top 3 basically takes it up. Kind of sucks when you need pacers and middle order batters, doesn't it? Anyway, here's the team that I would go for. Marsh and Markram opening the batting, Badoni at 3, Puran at 4, Pant at 5, Mushir Khan at 6. He can bat and he can bowl as a part-timer. He can also finish pretty well, I assume. Shubham Dubey at 7. Number 8, Shardul Thakur. Number 9, Dengvesh Rathi. Number 10, Manimaran Siddharth. And number 11, Mohsin Khan. And their impact player should be Raj Lambani. Honestly, it's LSU. The best I think you can do with this place is 6th place. It's not a great team on paper, but practically it could be pretty useful. Shubham is a solid finisher, and Mushir can definitely play as one as well. The bowlers are quite expensive, but Rathi and Siddharth are definitely economical enough to keep the batters quiet long enough. Again, not the best team, but this is as good as LSG can get. If you guys haven't recognized yet, I'm going from the bottom of the table to the top of the table, and Sunrisers should not have been this high. They ended the season with 3 wins on the trot, and essentially in those matches, they displayed what they have been doing, well, what they should have been doing the entire season. SRH retained their main core from last year, and had one of the most dominant seasons of all time last year, but this year they weren't able to replicate that. It's because they play hit or miss cricket. Their biggest weakness is their bowling attack, and they never tried to improve it because their batting is just too good. But if their batting fails, there's nothing to make up for it. They tried their best to make a good bowling lineup, but be for real, no one thought that Shami or Harshal would actually help out. SRH should target Indian pacers, which isn't ideal because there aren't that many Indian pacers who are super economical in the auction. Spinners, though, that would be pretty nice for them. Harsh is already doing great, and someone who could pair with him would be nice. Maybe Zishan Ansari, who's already playing for them. The batting still plays hit or miss cricket, but that's the only way they succeed. However, Head can play as an anchor. Well, an anchor not in your traditional sense. SRH also doesn't have a solid number 3 batter, which sucks for this great of a batting lineup. It looks like Ricky Bui is a good pick for them. Ricky Bui already plays for Andhra, and he has scored well in List A First Class NCL Mushtaq Ali. He's a great player and has potential to do some amazing things for them. Robin Mins is a solid wicketkeeper finisher who isn't that experienced, but has played important finishing roles for teams in the past. He would be a great pick as a finisher. Retain Travis, Klassen, Aniket, Abhishek, Harsh Dubey, Nitish, Kamin, Simarjeet Malinga, and Zishan Ansari. The playing 12 should look like this. Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma opening the batting, Ricky Bui at number 3, Heinrich Klassen at 4, Nitish Kumar Reddy at 5, Aniket Verma at 6, Robin Mins at 7, Harsh Dubey at 8, Pat Cummins at 9, they can be interchanged, Simarjeet Singh at 10, and Ishan Malinga at 11. And their impact player will be Zishan Ansari. Delhi. How do you even miss this season up? They had the best team after MI at the start of the season, and in most of my team tierings, I predicted them to win the trophy. They started out with 4 consecutive wins, then 1 loss, then a win, then another loss, then a win, then 2 consecutive losses, no result, 2 more losses, and 1 more win after they got eliminated. They bottled such a good season. The downfall started when they couldn't close a single game. They were easily on track to win against MI, then took 3 unnecessary risks, and lost an easy game. After that, they got steamrolled by every remaining team except Lucknow and Punjab. The problems: unstable power play batting. This season, Delhi had 5 different opening combinations. That's just annoying at some point. Faf played a couple of good decks. Fraser McGurk couldn't even get started. Rahul was alright. He was playing pretty well as an opener, but he is more versatile to play at the other places. Pearl got starts but couldn't convert. The power play bowling was pretty terrible as well. The bowlers were just too expensive. They can take wickets, but in T20 cricket, the power play bowlers are just terrible. The middle over bowlers were alright, but they couldn't continue the amazing season that they started out with. The death bowling was fantastic. Stark bowled amazingly there. So I think that they should retain Abhishek, Karun, KL, Samir, Stubbs, Akshar,